Hello, everybody. How is it going today? I am very excited to announce my guest. He's a Bowling Green alum, a two-time Grey Cup champion, a current wide receiver for the Calgary Stampeders, Kamar Jorden, but we call him KJ around here. How we doing,
Yes,
my
sir.
man?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate that introduction right there.
Hey, I gotta hype you up a little bit now.
Yes, sir.
All right, KJ, tell me a little bit about your hometown of Darby, PA, and what makes it so
Mhm.
special.
Yeah, man. Darby. So where I grew up, right on the border of Darby and Southwest Philly. So I could literally where I grew up, I could literally walk down the street and I'm right in Philly. So Darby is a small town. I'm sure a lot of people ain't heard about it. It's a really small town, southeast of Philly in Delaware County. We call it the county where I'm from, and basically it's a bunch of little small cities that kind of come together and form a big school. I think it was probably about 6 or 7 towns um, that all came to my high school. So yeah, man, where I'm from, growing up, man, it was really a football town, sports town, athletes everywhere. If you're not playing sports growing up, like what are you doing? Like it was a big event growing up. I remember playing little league, and the whole neighborhood used to come out to our football games and things like that. But being from a small town, man, we just never got a lot of guys in NFL, like college guys like that. So when I was growing up, it was really hard to even see that being a possibility because you just never seen it in person. But you know, what I mean, I just kept grinding, kept working. You know, what I mean, I got good at video editing, so I started making my own highlight tapes and all that, and sending it out when I was real young, and that definitely helped me big time growing up. Then, and I was able to get it out and make moves from there. And
Yeah,
years
it's
later, playing professional. So
Yeah, it's working out for you, my man. So tell us about your recruiting process out of high school. I know you said you're from a small town, so I bet you kind of just mentioned it, like sending out your highlight tapes and everything. But tell us a little bit about your recruiting journey and how you ended up at Bowling Green.
yeah, so it's definitely a little long journey for me. So in high school, I really wasn't the best in school. Not saying I was dumb. I think I was just lazy. Just you already know how it is being
Mhm.
a kid, things like that. So I was always doing well in football, but like I said, like you never it was more so a dream. Never really know if you're gonna make it and things like that. I remember going to an all-star. Matter of fact, we was playing a team and the head coach coached the all-star team. And after we played them, man, I probably had like 5 touchdowns against them. And the coach like, man, you really could do things on the next level, like college, all-star games, all that stuff. And for him to say that, like obviously my coach is supposed to make you feel good and all that stuff, but to hear from another guy, the opposing coach, I think that was kind of really, you know, I mean, the time for me, like, all right, let me get to work with the school and with football. So I just started just focusing on football more, just um, definitely focusing on school more and making sure I get my work done and not just being a lazy slack and all that stuff like that. And doing my film, sending my film out and all that stuff like that. So my grades was, like I said, my grades was bad all the way up till probably 11th, 12th grade. So I had to go to JUCO route. I went to Hudson Valley Community College up in Troy, New York, upstate New York. And really, it's not one of those like JUCOs that you see on Last Chance U, where they getting all this fresh gear and visors and helmets. No, this is the bottom. You know what I mean? Like
That's
I
the one they
remember
really should have made a documentary on.
absolutely like this is for real. Like I remember moving in. I'm staying in like this small, basically two blocks, like dorm rooms. I'm staying there with like 5 guys. We basically switching bids every night. And it really is just all for a love of the game and grinding. And a lot of those guys, it's all second chance. So just make sure you get your grades right and then producing on the field. So, and thank God I was able to focus there and not be too distracted and really focus on football. I did really well there. And coming out, I didn't get too many offers, honestly, coming out. Um, like at the end of the year. It wasn't until, you know, I was a JUCO guy, so it wasn't until maybe like the April and March where colleges were starting this. They kind of evaluating their guys, see who they got during the spring ball, see who they like their receiver, things like that. And if they feel like they need to fill a space, that's usually when they come reaching out to the JUCO guys. So I remember just thinking at the end of the season, I wasn't getting no looks. I'm like, man, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? I might have to go D2 or something like that. And then all of a sudden, I swear, man, all of a sudden, NC State calls me. Oh yeah, we got a scholarship for you. Bowling Green calls me. We got a scholarship for you. Louisville calls me. We got a scholarship for you. So all just happened like that. And I visited Bowling Green first, and it was my first visit. I didn't visit in high school and things like that. And I was already a JUCO kid, so when I got there, I was kind of feeling myself like I'm already in college. Like I already know how to kind of manage and all that stuff like that. And I really loved the university. It was more of a smaller university. Um, Definitely the team there, the receivers. I like that they threw the ball. Um, and I knew for sure there I could come in there and make an impact. So that was the only visit I took. I kind of regret that now. I should have just used them all just to go visit other things. But that's the only visit I took. At the end of the visit, I told them, man, I'm coming here. As long as y'all got scholarship for me, let's make it happen. So that's how I ended up there.
Hey, it worked out for you too, my man. You balled out in 2 seasons of Bowling Green. Racked up. We're about to hype you up real quick. Racked up 174 grabs, 2,198 yards,
Yes,
16
sir.
tutties. What kind of pro football interest do you have right out of college, my man? I know those numbers pop off for sure.
For
So what kind
sure.
of what kind of pro football interest do you have right out of high school or college?
Yeah, man. When I was coming out of college, definitely teams was interested. Definitely wanted to at least give me a shot. Nobody was really talking drafting, maybe like late draft, sixth, seventh round, but more so guys wanted to bring me in as undrafted free agency, see what I could do. I think the big thing with me coming out of college was the speed. The scouts didn't really know how fast I was, or I could kind of keep up with the pro guys and things like that. So I got a faster time. I ran a low 4.5. And honestly, that's all I needed because I think they thought I was like a 4.7 guy. So once I kind of got a better 40 time, the teams was hitting me up, asking me they was interested. We was watching the draft and all that. Really didn't think I was going anywhere in the high rounds, but we ended up at the end of the draft. We didn't get no calls. Teams was calling us and then telling us like we drafted somebody else, this and that, and then Vikings always stayed on the line. They always was kind of, yeah, we picked up this guy. Like even they'll draft somebody, right? And then they'll call me like, oh, don't worry about it. We still got you on the eye. So that was dope. They didn't have to do that. So yeah, man, the Vikings came, called me up, and I was up there ready to go. I had been grinding in Florida before the combine and all that stuff with my trainer. And yeah, I was just ready to go, man. I was definitely happy for it to be the Vikings as a wide receiver. You think Randy Moss, you think Chris Carter, you automatically think of those guys. So it was definitely a blessing for them to for me to go up there and get a chance to go show what I got. So
Yeah, and you kind of segued it perfect. You know, you had a stint with the Vikings. Yes, you had a pair of stints with the Vikings.
mhm.
But your first one came in 2012. Unfortunately, an injury kind of cost you a roster spot there. Kind of what was your experience like? Just kind of getting out there and suiting up for an NFL team.
Man, amazing. Like anything you could think of, any young guys that you watching this, like that dream. I know you guys dreaming the NFL and all that stuff, and you hearing all these stories, things like that. It's everything you hear of, like, you know what I mean? From it's so many different people on staff to help you with anything. I mean, if your body not feeling good, they got somebody for that. If your feet not feeling good, it's got somebody for that. If you got want to get coaching, extra coaching, lifting, anything. I mean, you're a product. You're a part of their team, and they want to make sure that anything they should need, they got you for. The guys show love, and it was just crazy, man. Coming from college, walking in the locker room, you seeing Percy Harvin, you seeing Adrian Peterson, like, you know what I mean? Like you kind of gotta get out of that star phase and just like I'm here too. I'm a peer, so I gotta come prove myself too. So yeah, man, it was dope, bro. And I think when I look back on it, I just always think of Adrian Peterson, AD is what everybody called him. When he got there, man, like as much as you see him on TV, as much hype you get, man, one of the most humble dudes I ever met. And that goes on all walks of life, man. First time I met him, he introduced, hey, what's going on? My name is Adrian. Like I obviously know you, bro. So yeah, man, he's just a good dude. And when I got there 2012, that was the year that AP was coming back. So I'm really seeing him like grinding to get from his ACL injury, like to get back like every day, like everywhere you see him in the facility, grinding, working, doing something with the trainers, things like that. I remember watching him race Percy, and he beat Percy. I
Oh,
never thought that happened. But it was just like it wasn't like them racing. It was more so like conditioning.
damn.
But just seeing how fast he is, big ass dude like AP. So you know what I mean? Like just I think coming into the NFL and kind of being around guys like that, like greatness, and seeing how it's supposed to be a pro, that just helped me tremendously It's my whole journey with every team I've ever been on, and just kind of taking advantage of where you are. You know what I mean? So don't think about the future too much. Don't think about the past too much. Just stay in the moment, stay focused, and that's how you really proceed. Like just getting through.
Yeah, and I've always wanted to ask this next question. So, what is like so you get the call from the Minnesota Vikings saying like, "Yeah, we're trying to bring you in for mini camp, this and that." What is your very first day as an employee to the National Football League like? Like, what do you show up with like a lunch pail, all awkward? Or, like, what's the deal? Give me the rundown real quick.
Well, man. So I mean, the first thing you get drafted, they call you, tell you welcome to the Vikings, all that stuff, and then you got a rookie mini camp immediately. If not the weekend that you get picked up is the next weekend. So when you come in with a bunch of college guys, a bunch of young guys, and maybe a couple of guys who was on the practice squad last year, and everybody is hungry. Um, you already know it's guys from a whole bunch of different colleges. You might have seen guys on TV and things like that, but everybody is hungry to go. Um, and when you go in there, man, it's like nerve wracking. You really don't know what to expect. You kind of just listen to everything, make sure you're making no mistakes, make sure you know where you're going, meeting rooms and all that stuff like that. Just trying to show that you're a professional and that you kind of deserve to be there. Um, I remember with that rookie camp, I just remember when like so with a rookie camp is the guys who got drafted, it's the guys who was like the undrafted free agents. Then it's like tryout guys who just come in for this rookie mini camp, and then it's the practice squad guys, and that's all bundled up into one. So I was on the undrafted free agency. So the way I was kind of looking at it, honestly, like, man, I'm already signed. So what I got to lose type stuff. But I remember coming in there, man, just being hungry. And I was just thinking, like, this is the NFL now. I got to really step my game up. And I remember doing really good in rookie mini camp and really thinking like, damn, this the NFL? Like this kind of easy. But then when you get to the vets, like, okay. When you come and doing camp with the vets and the older guys coming in and you see how strong, how fat, yeah. That's like, yeah, this is
And
the real deal.
that's when you start like competing for time with them too. You're just like, all right,
Yes.
Percy, come on, bro. Like, let me hop in
Straight
here.
up.
Yeah.
Bro. For real. Like you gotta compete. Like obviously you're a rookie, so you know what I mean, you watching the vets closely to kind of see what they doing, their habits, how they getting open, everything, right? You really want to be a sponge, super, because you ain't as much as how no matter how successful you was in college, bro. This is a whole different game. Everybody is as fast or faster than you, stronger than you, mentally, know way more than you. So you really got to soak up game and learn from the vets, and don't try to be in there thinking, you know what I mean, like I'm gonna do this on my own. Like these guys are here to help you, take advantage of all that stuff, and I definitely did that while I was there. I mean, unfortunately, I broke my hand the first time, but I mean, everything that I learned from the NFL, especially that first year, has I mean, is the direct effect of me being able to continue playing and still be playing now, like over 30. So
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. That's like a once in a lifetime opportunity, and you seize that opportunity. So in 2013, the whole Vikings thing didn't work out, but you got another opportunity. You played a year of arena football for the Spokane Shock. You lit it
yes,
up, my
sir.
man.
It's
We're
okay.
about to hype you up again real quick. Caught
Yes, sir.
95, caught 95 passes, 1,082 yards, 26 tutties. This is arena ball too. So like putting up
Yes, sir.
a thousand is basically like putting up 2,000, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
it ain't no easy thing, man. So kind of what was that experience like and how difficult was it switching from, your traditional 11 on 11 to
Yeah.
indoor, small field, all that? Give us that.
First arena is lit. I don't care about
It
nothing y'all
is.
ever hear. If y'all want to talk trash,
It's
arena is so
lit
fun to play.
as
Like,
hell, bro.
bro, you coming out there. Like I remember coming out on kickoff. They put me on kickoff as a rookie. I remember I'm lining up on kickoff, bro. Fan is like right beside me. Oh, you ain't about to do nothing. You ain't right here though. Like you catching a ball, you getting pushed
Yeah.
into fans over the board. Like it's dope for sure. But yeah, I remember coming to arena, coming to Spokane. I remember my whole mindset was like just be where you are. And I learned that from a bunch of like older guys and being in JUCO and things like that. Don't think about don't think about, oh, I got to get back to the NFL. Don't think about all this stuff. You got to focus because this is a different game. It's arena, it's way smaller. You got to make moves differently. You got to learn. So my whole mindset was, I want to be the best arena football player I could be. I got to humble myself, learn from these guys, and just try to take off and do the best I can. And that was definitely the whole footprints for me. Going through that, I was able to. I think the first game we had maybe four guys. There's only three receivers. We had 4 guys ahead of me who was vets. 2 of the guys got hurt the first game. So I got in and
Rest is
never
history.
stopped from there. So yeah, like we had a dope team. We had Adrian Tennell, who's an older guy from Oklahoma. We had Brandon Tompkins. Where did he go? He going. Hopefully he don't watch this one. He went to Texas, something like that. But bro, basically like we was dogs, man. It was just us 3 out there, and we was having fun dancing, partying every time we scored a touchdown, doing group celebrations, man. And that was the thing. Like when you go into the NFL and getting cut and kind of going through that whole process, it kind of a little bit takes the fun away from it because now it's becoming a business. You're not just out there playing. You got to worry about, you know what I mean? If I drop this ball, will I get cut? Like things like that. So being in the arena, you're not getting paid as much, but just being able to play football professionally, you get paid for whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like I appreciated that, and I was having fun. I was enjoying the game, man, and I was on the mindset. I'm just gonna keep balling, having fun, wherever it takes me, takes me. So
Yeah. Yeah, it
well,
paid off
God,
for you too, my man. It always helps whenever you're one of the best in the business. So
yes,
that
sir.
definitely worked out for you. So in 2014, you got that CFL opportunity with the Calgary Stampeders. You signed there for good in 2014. I know you had like a
Mm,
brief like mini camp type thing with them before, but you signed with them for good in 2014, and you've been outstanding. You're still there. You've been
yeah,
outstanding, since joining them. Kind of what's your CFL experience been like? And kind of once again, how was that rule change? I know you got 3 downs in the
yeah.
CFL. I know you got all that. Kind of what's that like?
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, just playing. I'm playing in 3 different leagues now. You got to learn a whole new game, and it's all the same mindset. Kind of when you get to that, like, just be where you are. Focus on right now. Focus on the people around you, what you could do to get better, and that's all it was with the CFL. I think the advantage of coming from arena to the CFL was I was the waggle for the receivers. I learned the waggle already and how to run down the sprint. So that was the advantage that I got in the CFL. But the arena football field is probably like 25% of the CFL field. For anybody who don't know, the arena football field is like this. NFL field is like this. And CFL field is like this, like
Yeah, it's huge.
huge. So it's 12 guys on the field. It's 3 down. So you passing, you know what I mean? Like, man, I had the same thing. I just had to learn and grind, kind of get out of bad habits. Like since there's so much field, you really want to use your speed and just open up and run. Sometimes and the NFL is a little smaller, so you really got to learn how to make moves and kind of get out of smaller spaces to get open and to get yak and things like that. But in the CFL, the field is wider, so really I learned to just go. Just once I make a move, I'm out of there. I'm just running, using my long legs, and I'm going. And using that, I was able to kind of get some success here, as well as learning from other guys and just adding other pieces of vets and guys that I'm seeing on the team and adding that to my game and kind of making it my own. I think that was big for me, able to just grow and learn and continue to go. Because I didn't just come in the CFL and just all of a sudden started playing. You know what I mean? It was a road. It was a tough road. Like first year I didn't play. I think I was on P squad. Second year, probably P squad most of the year. Maybe 2 games I played. The next year I got hurt. Um, and the same thing, once even when I got healthy, I'm back. So I mean, it was a grind for sure. And I mean, my whole football career been a grind. So that really wasn't nothing for
Ain't
me.
nothing
That
new.
kind of yeah, it wasn't nothing that made me kind of feel like, oh man, like I was just like, let's hustle, let's grind. That's all I
Yeah.
know. That's where I'm from. So eventually, I just kept doing that, kept showing that practice that I'm one of the best in my whole mindset. I want to show guys I'm one of the best out here. I don't care if you're not even playing me. I don't care if all 4 receivers have 100 yards the last week. I want to show you every time you're on this field that I'm the best guy out here. That's just my mindset every time I hit the field. So that was every time just doing that, showing that. Eventually, I got my shot, went crazy, scored the first game that I played, first game of the season when I earned the spot. Then they gave my spot to the vet. They signed a vet. Gave my spot to him. He played like 10 games. And he was good. That's my dog. You know what I mean? Ain't no, he was doing this thing, but he got hurt like week 10. And then they brought me back, and then I had like 140. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's all just focus. If anything, if I could tell anything about my story, man, just always focus on yourself, bro. Focus on getting better. Focus on growing and grinding. Like, don't worry about anybody else. No competition. Like, you your only competition, and that's serious. I really mean that. Like, for anybody, and that's really the way that got me through all that stuff. So, man, being up the CFL is dope. I love it up here. I love Canada, and I love the game. I know it might sound biased, but I really believe CFL it's a funner game. I'm not saying NFL, they obviously getting the millions and all that shit. Stuff my bad, I didn't mean to curse,
No,
but
no, you can. It's unfiltered, bro. You're good.
but yeah, man, the game is so fast. It's like you said, it's three downs. The clock, the play clock is short. I think it's 25 seconds. So you got to be in and out of the huddle fast, fast. It's 12 players. Um, so it's an extra D back on the field. Punt return, kick return. There's no fair catching. If the balls get punted, somebody's catching it and running it every time. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, man. I
No,
think if
your
I think
ass
if
be
more
getting
people
tired
watch
out
it,
there.
man, what? I'm telling you, bro. Like, cause you win and out. Like sometimes, especially if you go like three and out or two, yeah, three and out or two and out. Really,
Yeah.
like you run and go, then you back on the sideline. You catch your breath, get a water. As soon as you get a shot of water, you back on the field. Like, you know what I mean? So it's definitely some conditioning. But I saw a lot of guys like I actually just had one of my homeboys from one of my young dogs from my high school from Penwood, and he was asking me about the CFL. I'm like, bro, honestly, like I would like I think some guys should actually come up to the CFL first if they're not getting all the looks that they want from the NFL. Come up here, ball out for 2 years, and then get that look. Because now you got film against pro guys. You seeing what it's like to be a pro. So now when you go to that NFL locker room, you kind of know what to expect. You know how you're supposed to kind of maintain yourself, maintain your body, and all that stuff as well. So
We've been
yeah,
seeing
man, I love it up here.
Yeah, we've been seeing it a lot more recently too. Like a lot of NFL teams are starting to take guys from the CFL left and right. Like that's never
Yeah,
obviously been anything. That's nothing new. I mean, it's been happening for years, but now even
right,
more so, you're starting to see like some dudes play in the
for
NFL too. Like
sure.
Eric Harris, Delvin Bro, obviously
Word up.
he's a guest on this show. A bunch of dudes. Left
Yeah,
and right, you're seeing CFL talent come over here all the time. Likewise, like
yeah,
NFL talent going over there too. It's great.
yeah,
That's why. I mean, anytime I ever see anybody disrespect the CFL, I'm the first one to
yeah.
jump in there. I'm like, what are you even talking
For
about? If
sure.
anything, the
I know. I
CFL
mean,
could be
and you
harder.
know, it is what it is, bro. Like
Yeah,
when you grow up in America, you see NFL all the time. Like
yeah.
you grow up with that mindset. It's NFL or die. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I remember when I was coming out of Bowling Green, and Stan Peters hit me up on Facebook actually, and I'm like, bro, I'm not going CFL. Like I'm going to
Yeah,
the NFL. Like, but things it just all happens, bro. And I wish I would have just had more knowledge about the league when I was that young, because I probably would have did that off rip.
yeah,
Came up here, got 2 years, and then like y'all see me do against pro ballers. Now come scoop me up. So
yeah, for sure.
definitely show CFL some love.
Yeah, definitely. So you've been blessed enough to hoist up two of them Grey Cup championships, my man. What's that experience kind of like?
Crazy dope. I mean, anything you could imagine. Like, see, the Great Cup really is. It's like Canada's sports celebration of football. Like, and it is a big deal. Like, um, they do great. So they do Great Cup week out here, and just kind of like Super Bowl week where everybody come up it, but people from all over the country come in. You walking down the street, there's people with all types of jerseys on. Everybody recognize you, and I mean, you just get a lot of love from the country, from the city. Is definitely good vibes. And I think if anybody will tell you, whoever played in the Grey Cup or in the Super Bowl, like it's a lot of distractions, man. You got meetings, you got media all the time. Then you got your family. Your family's in town. You know what I mean? You got to kind of balance all that and still remember that you're playing like one of the most important games of your career. So it's all about balancing it, man. And the game itself, man, it's the championship. You know what I mean? It's what you play for. It's professional championship to get your name on a cup and all things like that. So you kind of got to get rid of all that stuff. I think you really appreciate it. Obviously, like the everything that going before the big championship game. They got "Oh Canada." They singing the national anthem and all that stuff. They got jets flying over. They got Canadian dogs coming out and all types of stuff going on. I mean, you probably look at that, but once the game start, the ball's kicked, you gotta snap out of that. It's football. Do what you do. You know what I mean? And that's always been my mindset. Like, can't let none of that stuff get the best of you. Like, it's football. That's what you've been playing your whole life. Focus on that, and you good. And I mean, it's just crazy experience. Winning it is insane. You know what I mean? Like, it is just dope. I mean, like I said,
Yeah,
regardless of whatever level you play in high school, college, whatever level it is. You putting in all this work. I also all this work with the team, plus all the work in you put in with yourself in the all season to get yourself better and put yourself in a position. So, you know what I mean? Once the clock going 0-0 and it's the end and you the champion and you know all the work that you put in, it lead to that. Like it's definitely a special moment and a moment that pro athletes will continue chasing. Like I think like with Tom Brady and all that stuff, like I don't give a damn. I don't give a fuck about no All-Star Super Bowl because that's serious, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl, it mean everything. Like All-Star games is cool, obviously, but that Super Bowl, that's what means something to you. Because now 10, 20 years later, I could talk to one of my teammates about that. That's something I can share with them. I can't, oh yeah, we made the All-Star team. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. We got this chip. We got
Yeah.
this trophy, and
Got
that's
this nice little sparkling joint on the,
yeah, for
the
sure. I got big ones too. I ain't
yeah.
put them on today, but for
Hey,
sure.
hey, I'm about to put you on the spot with this next question. I hope you're ready for this. You could throw out a couple names though. I know this one's tough. It stumps every athlete I ever have on this show. Who is the best athlete? Like I said, you could throw out a couple names. Best athlete you've ever played with and against that you just think of right away.
Well, first person I think of, obviously, Adrian Peterson, AD, Percy Harvin, for sure. Those top two, insane, bro. Like
Yeah.
insane. Like I've been playing football a long time before I got there. I never seen guys that explosive, that strong, like in everything they do. And Percy floating, bro. Percy would be look like he jogging and going past everybody.
And he's
You know
still
what I mean?
playing, bro. Like that's
Bro, it's
crazy.
cold, both of them. Um, in college, you know, I played against a couple of guys, but I could never remember their name. I feel like I need to start looking it up because I get asked this question a lot. But up here, definitely, guys like I mean, it's so many guys up here that people will know. But Delvin, bro, definitely top for sure. Like NFL, CFL, whatever. Like he's shut down, bro. Like up here in the CFL, like guys won't even throw it that way. Like if Delvin
Yeah.
Bro is covering somebody, the quarterback won't. Like our coordinator won't even put no plays for that guy. You know what I mean? So he's definitely a dog. Brandon Banks, who is also an NFL. He came up here. They finally started letting him catch the ball as a receiver, and he been going crazy ever since. Like he's definitely one of those fast guys, explosive guys, and so he's a short guy, small guy, but the
I'm a
things he do on
huge
the
fan of
field,
Brandon Banks, man.
bro.
I need to hit him up and try and get him on here, bro. I'm a
Yeah, for sure, bro. He definitely proved all his little doubters and all that stuff wrong, and I respect that big time. Um, I feel like I'm naming a bunch of offensive guys, but whatever. SJ Green, another
whoever.
guy too. SJ Green was a guy that I heard about when I first got up here, and kind of watching him from afar and seeing how he play and the crazy catches he made too is definitely a guy I respect and definitely one of the top receivers I ever seen in any of the leagues. So I mean, this is a play with a lot of guys, but up top, those are the first couple of people that come to my head.
Yeah, who is one of the best quarterbacks you've ever seen personally playing during your time in the CFL?
My quarterback,
Yes, sir.
the quarterback, Bo Levi Mitchell. Like, um, if any guys watching who don't know anything about CFL, Bo, I
That was
think
a beast.
he only played in the CFL. He didn't get a lot of looks in the NFL. They're bugging because Bo is a beast. Everywhere he plays, he's won championships. And I mean, he just put the ball where you need to be. He's smart. Um, he'll talk to you, let you know where he wants you to be. It's one of those things like I feel like you come into a thing where the offensive coordinator setting up a play. Offensive coordinator says he wants you to do this, wants you to do that. And then sometimes you and the quarterback not on the same page, so y'all keep listening to the offensive coordinator. Bo is one of those guys that make sure that before we get into this game, we both need to be on the same page because we don't want to be out here looking like Pop Warner or Bush League. We want to go out here and make plays and all that stuff like that. And I think one of the things that really helped me stay in the CFO so long is being with Bo and learning from him and kind of getting his mind and seeing things like what he sees and where he wants to throw the ball and things like that. And being able to get that connection with him has really for sure extended my career. So I mean, Bo, for sure, 100%. I think the best quarterback I ever played with, and that's included NFL. Um, but Mike Riley also a guy too, and I never played with him, but Mike Riley is a dog too. He
Yeah.
bigger guy. He run through anything, all that stuff like that. Got so much heart, and I really respect his game as well.
Yeah, for sure. in your opinion, because you're a wide receiver, so I gotta ask you this: who do you, in your opinion, are the best 5 wide receivers in the league right now, the
Oh,
NFL?
that's tough. That's tough. It's so all right. So that's tough because all the rookies came in crazy. The
They
rookies
did,
came
bro.
in crazy. All right. So I can, I don't know if I can name a top five. Maybe I'll just give you five.
Do it.
I love Devontae Adams because Devontae Adams, he's not necessarily a super fast guy and all stuff like that. He get open, releases is crazy, run crazy routes. Devontae Adams for sure. Um, uh, let me see. There's some guys out there. Help me out.
DK,
I like.
MT.
Okay, I like Amari Cooper.
Okay,
Amari Cooper, my top five.
he's still in your
Um,
top 5.
I like
Oh man,
Amari, bro. Like I like Amari. I think obviously like playing a new system and playing with all these different quarterbacks, you know what I mean? But if you really watch him, you know what I mean, instead of not just watching the game, really watch him how he play when he get open, like I think he's still for sure at the top. Um, Julio Jones for sure.
you got
Um,
Mike Thomas in your top 5.
I did, not
Oh,
anymore.
come on,
Not
my
any
man.
because this was the year he was supposed to shut everybody up. This was the year, everybody talk about all you do is run slants, bro. All you do is run outs and all that stuff. So this was the year. This was the year for him to kind of like shut all that up. And I don't feel like he did it. I feel like he should have like
Yeah,
took off crazy. You
as a
know what I
Saints
mean? But
fan,
I
it's
still, I
hard.
still, yeah, I still love him. You know what I mean? I just don't top five. Like it's some
Yeah,
dogs in the league right now.
you got DK in your top 5.
I'll put DK there. If I was to get the number, I'll put DK top five because I think his ceiling is so high. I think he got a lot more to go. Um, but he's a monster naturally. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like
All right. Oh, if we have to pick between, let's see,
and
Stephon.
DeAndre. That's my fifth.
Okay. All right.
DeAndre Hopkins.
All right. Yeah. Dang. Yeah, we forgot about my man. Shit. We forgot about D
We
Hop.
slept. We slept. We slept. Yeah, D Hop for sure.
All right. So if you're putting, let's see, if you have to pick one of these two dudes to put on your team and build your team around, you taking Stephon Diggs, you taking Michael Thomas, a healthy Michael Thomas.
I'm taking Steph.
You're taking
I'm
Steph.
taking Steph.
Ooh. I probably would
Well,
take Steph too. He got the whole
plus,
package, speed, routes,
bro,
everything.
Steph. So when he went to the Bills, like I feel like a lot of guys go to the Bills and careers die.
Yeah.
Percy went to the Bills. Ain't nobody talk about him no more. Who else? What's my dog name who played for the Chiefs now with the dreads?
Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins he got drafted to the Bills, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Quiet. He was quiet there. You know what I mean, bro? Then
Kelvin
Steph went up
Benjamin
there.
too.
Yeah, Steph went there and showed out. You know what I mean? Like went crazy, went better. He looked way better than he did in Minnesota, and he led his team. Like he more of a leader now too. I feel like with the Vikings, it was like more vets in there and all that. I feel like with the Bills, he kind of grew into that leadership role and kind of knew like, yeah, I got to make plays if we're gonna do something. So I respect that for sure. Like I'm tough to take a step.
All right, back to you now, my man. what's next for you as far as your football journey, as far as whatever, if the NFL comes calling tomorrow, you sign in there, you sticking in the CFL, kind of what's next for you? Keep us up to date.
Well, yeah. So my last season that I actually played was 2018. And I was going crazy. I was about to have 1,000 yards probably within 10 games. And I got hurt. I tore my ACL, tore my MCL, tore my PCL, like completely blew my knee up. So yeah, man, really since from then on, since I ain't playing 2019. Matter of fact, I played in the playoff for the one playoff game in 2019. I was able to get back, and that was such a blessing to be able to get back from that injury, bro. But really, it was all me kind of getting back and kind of feeling back like myself before the injury. Strengthening this knee up, um, working it, make sure I'm running all the routes, doing any type of movements that I need to do to make sure that I'm ready and good to go. So I'm super excited about this year to kind of show you guys that, I mean, people, I think a couple guys forgot about me and all that stuff, and that's fine. You know what I mean? It's what have you done for me lately? So I'm
They
ready to go
won't they
out
won't
there.
forget for long.
Yeah, exactly. I'm ready to go out there and kind of show them that I'm still here and I still got a few more years left in me. So don't sleep on that. But yeah, really just really just preparing for that. And hopefully that we have a season next year with all this COVID and stuff. But um, and then other than that, oh yeah, with the NFL thing, like I'm a little older now. I'm 32. I think that year, that 2018 year, that would have probably been the year because I feel like you get in one of those grooves. Wide receivers kind of get in one of those zones. And any football player really, where you just feel like any ball in the air is mine, like any play I can make. And I was in one of those grooves that year. So I think that would have been the year that NFL would have came calling. But I got hurt. You know what I mean? It is what it is, a part of the game. So I kind of from that point on, I kind of figured it would really be CFL to the end. So it is what it is for me. My whole mindset now, like I just want to keep putting these numbers up, going out to community, kind of just really embracing Canada, CFL, and just trying to be a legend up here. Really, was my mindset. Other than football, really, I started my little clothing brand, the KJ brand. It's on kind of I always been editing and designing shirts and things like that. I think watching The Last Dance last year and seeing like all the Jordan merch and all that stuff, man, I don't know what it is. Some kind of strike me like, man, I'm a professional athlete. Why can't I have those things too? Like, cause I just love the '90s style retro tees with
Mhm.
like the little characters of like Charles Barkley dunking
Yeah.
or Patrick Ewing. I just always remember that. So I'm like, man, I'm about to make a brand and I'm gonna release those kind of shirts and just whatever. Like fans have always been asking me like if I have like some type of designs, logo, things like that. So I made it happen, and it's been good. It's definitely given me something to do while we ain't have no season, all that stuff like that. I mean, it's passive income, another source of income for me to make and continue to grow and do that as well. So there's other interests and things like that, but other than that, I'm here with my son all the time. My baby boy, he's going on 2 in a couple of months and all that stuff like that, and really just grinding, man, grinding, trying to make it work, take care of the family, and hopefully when this COVID open up and all that stuff, I could start taking some trips and all that stuff. But really, right now, it's all grind mode. I
Yes,
ain't worrying
sir.
about none of that right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's all you can be, my man. One last question for you, KJ. What kind of advice can you kind of pass along to all the aspiring athletes out there?
Yeah, man. Really, I mean, I hope if you watching any the little stuff that I was saying would inspire you, bro. But first and foremost, bro, no matter where you from, no matter who you around you, like if you feel like your coach bad, you feel like your program bad, if y'all losing, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Just keep grinding and believe. Like I said, like when I was coming out of high school, I never seen nobody make it to the NFL, make it to college. I didn't know a person who had a football scholarship growing up. So, you know what I mean? With that, how would you really know if it's even possible? But kind of once I got that little confidence, man, I'm just like I'm gonna just keep grinding. I'm just go out there and show everybody what I could do. And with that, and putting myself out there as well, because definitely me learning how to do my highlight tapes and reaching out to coaches and send my film to every college. I had a big ass book of every D1 school in America. I would take the address, put it on this little disc, and put my DVD or send it out. Like, and it's different now. Now you could tweet it. You could tweet your YouTube links and huddle links to the coach and all that stuff like that. But invest in yourself, man. Like obviously we football players and we just want to play football, really. But if you really want to get out there and put yourself out there, you got to do a little more, man. Because somebody else is. It's somebody. It could be somebody out there who's just as good as you, bro. And they're sending their films to every coach. They're grinding every day and all stuff like that. And you know what I mean. And you gonna be that odd man out. So really, really, just it's all about believing in yourself. Don't matter who in the room. Don't matter AP in the room, don't matter person in the room, bro. Just go out there and show who you are, the athlete who you could be, and that's how you get it. And keep grinding, like always, always grinding. Don't never get too big headed. You know what I mean? I don't care about how much your mom say, oh yeah, you're so good, or how much your coach say. Focus on yourself. Obviously, see your competition, know what guys is doing. You know what I mean? And then take that and then put that into your game and just keep growing, man. Like and one more thing. Be where your feet are. And when I say that, like so many times I've been in these in bad situations where I had to go to junior college, bro. Junior college, I'm living with 5 guys. You know what I mean? Ain't no college recruits coming out here like that. Like but you just learn to dominate where you are, because somebody going to see you. When you in arena football, don't just think like NFL. Think dominate AFL first. Have the AFL fans talk about you crazy, because eventually that AFL fan gonna talk to the NFL fan, all that circulate. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, just wherever you are, whatever position you're in right now, make the best of it. You know what I mean? And that's how
Yeah.
you continue to grow and get to where you want to go.
Yeah, dominate the day, baby. KJ,
Yes, sir.
appreciate you hopping on this show today, my man.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure y'all follow my boy. I'm gonna link everything down below. But
Make sure
yeah.
you tag that KJ brand too,
Oh yes,
for
sir. You
sure.
you already know. Have a good one, my man. I appreciate
you,
you.
you too, man. I appreciate you.